All right. Waiting for the students to start coming in. All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone coming in. Give you a chance to get in, get settled. Happy Friday. Yay. So come on, get settled. Grab a piece of paper and a pen because you're probably going to get a lot of good information today. So we're just waiting on everyone to get in and then we'll get started in a few minutes. While you're waiting, feel free to take a note of everyone's social media here. So I'm Jahara Graham. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions. So my Instagram handle is there. Jennifer Bravo is here. She'll be presenting to you from TTS, Transfer and Transition Services. So you can definitely follow FIU Transfer for all your transfer updates. And then we also have Oscar Diaz from College of Business, what you're here for. So definitely follow FIU Business on Instagram. They have a lot of great things that they put on there. So while you're waiting, feel free to follow, browse our social media while we get started. Also, at the top or bottom of your screen, you should see a Q&A box. So that Q&A box is exactly what it sounds like for you to ask questions. We have a lot of different representatives here that will be answering your questions, whether it's financial aid, orientation, business specific, admissions. Everyone is here, so you guys can fire away, put in those questions in the question and answer box. If you have questions about transfer credit, you name it, someone will answer it for you. If your question says answered live, that means at some point in the presentation, we are gonna cover that out loud, or that we feel like other students can benefit from. So that's what it means if your response to your question says that it's going to be answered live. So again, come in, get settled, get some utensils to write with so you can take notes because it's going to be a great time. We won't keep you long, but we promise to be informative. So we hope you're excited. Again, use the Q&A feature because we do have a lot of people ready to answer all your questions. All right. Oh, give it a few more seconds and then we'll go ahead and get started. Let everyone get in here. All right, so we're gonna get started. You can go to the next slide. All right, so you're in, yay, congrats. So what's next? So these are pretty much all the next details and steps that you're gonna take. So the first thing you wanna do is secure your spot, your tuition deposit. Hopefully, if you are starting in the summer, you've already done that as the deadline was June 3rd. But if you are starting with us at FIU in the fall, then your deadline is August 1st. So what we mean by secure your spot is, again, submit your tuition deposit. You're going to do this on your MyFIU account. So that's your my.fiu.edu. You log in, you go to the admissions tile, and from there you should be able to accept or decline your admission. Once you click accept, then you'll be prompted to pay the $200 tuition deposit. That deposit is pretty much like the gate key to everything else. Once you do that, you can register for orientation, which is your next step. So the orientation is there. It's two-part. So you will do the virtual orientation first. This usually pops up within 24 hours after you pay your tuition deposit. You should be able to complete the virtual orientation. And then you'll also complete the second part, which is where you'll meet with the academic advisor from your department. you know, meet some other students that are starting in your term, and then you'll get some advice on the courses that you need to register for, and then you'll be able to register. So you can't register for courses without doing this advising piece, without doing the orientation piece. You will have a hold for speaking to your advisor. So we'll talk a little later about how to access your Panther Success Network, how to make an appointment with your academic advisor, and go over everything that you need. Now, a lot of students do have issues logging into their MyFIU for the first time. If that's you, you're not alone, so don't worry. But you can contact our UTS department. So UTS is on hand. They're ready. Their number is 305-348-2284. So you can contact the UTS department there, and they'll be able to assist you in everything that you need. Okay. If you are a fully online student, you can make an appointment directly with your advisor through the Panther Success Network. Also very important, another thing that is a hold is your immunizations. So we know students usually have questions about immunizations. You do need to turn that in. You will not be permitted to register for courses unless your immunizations are in. Now, this is a little different for our fully online students. That is not necessarily the case for you. But if you are not fully online, and that doesn't mean that, you know, you're just going to be remote, because we know everyone's going to be remote for the summer. Hopefully we'll be back for the fall. But if your program is not fully online, then this applies to you. You can definitely send them in on the One Stop website, onestop.fiu.edu. You can find those forms if you've misplaced them or you didn't get them in your congratulations packet, but you do have to submit your immunization forms. Okay. So at the bottom, financial aid and scholarships, that's always fun. You can definitely visit onestop.fiu.edu if you have any questions about your package, what's going on. Or you can definitely give them a call at 305-348-7272. So the 7272 number is directly to financial aid. Okay, so you won't have to wait in the regular One Stop, because One Stop is what it sounds like, a one-stop shop. So you have admissions, registrar, graduate immunizations, international, everyone is there. But if you want to bypass all that and speak straight to a financial aid representative, use that 7272 number. Another important website on here is the Academic Works. So fiu.academicworks.com, that is our scholarship portal. So you definitely want to check that out, and periodically. It is an active site, meaning if you go on there today, you don't really see anything that applies to you, you can always go back on in like 2 or 3 weeks. It could be 20, 50, 100 new scholarships on there. So always keep that in the back of your mind, fiu.academicworks.com. Use that portal. There's a lot of different scholarship opportunities. They're major specific, in-state, out-of-state, transfer, all that good stuff. So just, you know, check that periodically to find different opportunities. And lastly, at the bottom, this is just telling you what qualifies as full-time or part-time, or I'm sorry, full-time for summer, and then fall and spring. So full-time for summer is 9 credits. Fall and spring full-time is 12 credits. And, you know, this is for financial aid purposes. This does not mean that you have to be full-time or part-time to attend FIU. If you want to take 1 or 2 courses at a time, whatever works for you, whatever works for your schedule, that is okay. But you do need to get registered. So again, if you have not already, next step, submit your deposit, register for orientation, and make an appointment with your academic advisor. So now we're going to pass it over to Jennifer Bravo from TTS, and she's gonna help you guys with the next few steps.
Thank you, Jahara. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. We're very happy that you have chosen to transfer to FIU. You're gonna be joining a very international and vibrant student group that composes FIU, and our staff is here to assist you during this transition to our institution. So Oscar, next slide. So what is Transfer and Transition Services? Just to give you a quick overview of what our office works with. We are the ones that process your transfer credit. So those of you transferring from Miami-Dade College, Broward College, Palm Beach, I saw some of you are coming from New Jersey, and out of the country. We are the ones that ensure that you have a smooth transition when it comes to the academic work and records that you're bringing from another institution to FIU. So one of the tools to help you, if you look at the screen, you can take a picture of this. Our website is transfer.fiu.edu, and you'll see that later on in my presentation. But we have something called Transfer Equivalency Database, which we call TED. And this is an opportunity for those of you that are coming out of state to look at the state, look at institution in the drop-down menu and the subject area. That'll tell you all the courses that we have articulated from your institution to FIU. So right now we have about approximately 80,000 courses that we have evaluated since our office began many, many years ago. So this is a great website. You're gonna have a lot of information here that it's gonna be very useful to you as you transition to our institution. Next slide, Oscar. So we had a video, but the video is not working very well. So this is a portal that I would like for you to become very familiar with. You would see in the academic section, this is your MyFIU portal. There's something called Transfer Credit Report. So the homework I'm gonna give you for tonight is to review your Transfer Credit Report. So when you go, you see where it says academics, there's a drop down below it that says other academic. There's gonna be a drop down menu. Go a little bit down, Oscar. Yeah, where it says other academic, right there. So right there where Oscar is pointing, it has a drop down menu. There you'll see your Panther credit report, you'll see your unofficial transcripts, but more importantly, your transfer credit report. Next page, Oscar. So what are you gonna see in that transfer credit report? This is a sample of what you'll be seeing there. So you'll be seeing, for example, a lot of you are coming from Florida, the majority of you that signed up for this presentation. So let's say, for example, you're transferring from Miami-Dade College or UCF, you'll see the courses from Miami-Dade College on your left. You're gonna see the name of it, the units that the course is worth, it's a 4 credits, 3 credits, etc., the grade, and what that course is equivalent to our courses here at FIU. So as you see from the grid on your right, we have 4 different categories there. So this is very important for those of you, especially business majors that are currently registered this summer. If you see at the bottom of your transfer credit report and you see in progress, that is letting the advisor know when you attend orientations that you enrolled in those courses during the summertime now at Miami-Dade College. If when you look at your transfer credit report tonight, you see your spring courses in progress, that means that we do not have your final grades from the spring 2020 term, and you need to send us an updated transcript so we can post that to your record and update everything in the system so you can have all your prerequisites and everything ready to go. So when you attend orientation and you meet your advisor, you're able to register for courses for the fall term. So let's go over this real quick. What is a direct equivalency? So what that means is that a course that you took at your institution equals the same thing as the course here at FIU, okay? Sometimes the courses are 75, 80% similar to the course that we have here at FIU, but is the bulk of the learning outcomes the same? So we don't want you to retake a class, so what we do is we assign you something called a pseudo equivalency. So when you look at the yellow flag, you see BSc, UCC1, that means that that biology course is gonna cover the portion of the university core curriculum. You need 2 biology courses, so that'll open, you'll see the one next to it, that means the course number 1. Okay, so that way you don't have to retake that class again and you can move forward. The green one is the one that I explained earlier, is direct equivalency. The in progress, you'll see at the bottom of your transfer credit report, and the TRFs. So the TRFs are very important for you to make a note of what they mean. So TRF is the same thing as an elective credit. However, let's say that course that you took, for example, you took English Composition 1 at your former institution, and you see that it's coming in as a TRF, that means that we have never evaluated that course for your institution. So at that point, you need to send our office or give your academic advisor the syllabus for that course so we can go ahead and evaluate that course for you. The point of our office and our main mission is for you not to retake courses that you've already taken in the past. We do our best to try to evaluate those courses for you so we can give you a direct equivalency here at FIU and you can finish your degree on time, okay? So tonight, make sure that you review the transfer credit report. Everything that you see there is what we have on file. So for example, let's say you attended Valencia State College, then transferred to UCF and you took CLEP. We should be able to see there everything, Valencia, UCF, and CLEP. If you see that we're missing anything, you need to go ahead and send those official transcripts. Oscar, next slide. So one of the things as transfer students that sometimes the students feel a little bit overwhelmed or they don't know anybody is to become part of 2 different organizations that will assist you in engaging with other transfer students that are in the same situation you are. So we have Tau Sigma is our National Honor Society. You will be invited to Tau Sigma if you earn a 3.5 GPA after your first semester here at FIU. And also the Transfer Ambassador Program. I really encourage you to connect with the Transfer Ambassador Program because that will connect you with another transfer student that can assist you in the transition to the institution. Next slide, Oscar. So please take a picture. So I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds so you can take a picture of this slide. It's very important that you follow some of the things that we have listed here for you. As I mentioned, we need you to submit final records from all the tests, all the institutions that you have attended. We cannot obtain courses from your transcript. So for example, as the example that I mentioned earlier, if you have Valencia College credits in your UCF transcript, we need that transcript from Valencia. If you're coming from Miami-Dade College, Palm Beach, or Broward, same thing. If you took dual enrollment when you're in high school at St. Thomas University, then attended Miami-Dade, and you have advanced placement, we need all your official transcripts from all those different organizations so we can post them in your record and you can receive transfer credit. We are very much aware that Miami-Dade College will be ending their semester August 21st. We have been in touch with the administration at Miami-Dade to ensure that your grades, when they're posted on August 24th, that we can receive them as soon as possible. Okay, if you're waiting for an Associate's in Arts degree to be conferred, please make sure that before you pay for your transcript to be sent to FIU, that Associate's in Arts degree shows awarded in your unofficial transcript. We really don't want you to spend extra money if you don't have to, okay? So, as I mentioned, review your transfer credit report tonight. If you see any issues there, something that's missing, if you send your transcript twice and we haven't received it, please reach out to our office. You'll see there highlighted transfer@fiu.edu. Also, if you have TRFs and you have syllabi that you would like for us to review for you, or course descriptions, you can also email those to our office. Make sure that you include your name, Panther ID, and major so we can send it to the appropriate evaluator. Set up and review your FIU emails and Panther Success Network emails. And once you meet with your academic advisor, they'll explain to you a little bit better how to do that. And most of all, as a transfer student, do not register for a course you're previously taken. We want to make sure that if you're sitting in English Composition 1 and you already took that at Miami-Dade, that you don't sit for the same class again, okay? Next slide, Oscar. So please take a picture of this. This is just some virtual resources for you. Those of you that are veterans or you were having some special accommodations at your prior institution, make sure that you sign up for services also here at FIU via our Disability Resource Center. Okay, so you can take a quick picture of this. Next slide, Oscar. So this is how you can reach out to us. So we have live chat hours with our team members Monday through Friday from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And they're there to assist you. If they don't know the answer to the question, they gather your information, and within 24 to 48 hours, we reach out to you again with the answer to your question. So you can visit our website at transfer.fiu.edu, or you can email us at transfer@fiu.edu. Now I have the pleasure of introducing to you Mr. Oscar Diaz, who is going to talk to you about the College of Business at Florida International University. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you, Jennifer. Sorry about that. I was on mute. Want to welcome all of you guys to business. And we're going to talk a little bit about the College of Business, the requirements, and also some of the things that you can look forward to. So to get us started, I want to go over some of the majors that we have. So all of you guys have decided to come to FIU to study business. A lot of times we get the question, I want to major in business. And unfortunately, that's not a major that we have, but fortunately, it is a bachelor degree that we offer. So you have the privilege of getting a Bachelor of Business Administration in addition to majoring in a specific area. So right now, these are the areas that you can major in. So if you're choosing to get a degree, a Bachelor of Business Administration degree, these are the majors that you can look forward to. We have finance, marketing, real estate. Management is going away, so I wouldn't, if you're a management major, once you meet with your advisor, you'll have a conversation, but we previously had management. It's actually one of the biggest majors, but it's starting to phase out, so we can talk to you a little bit more about that on a one-on-one. We offer business analytics. We offer information systems. A lot of times students want to ask what the difference is between business analytics and information systems. For business analytics is going to be more on the data side. So this major will go into how to capture data on your company so that you can forecast and make better business decisions. On the other hand, information systems will be kind of more on managing an IT or an information department. So more on the managing side, but still understanding some programming and some database applications. We offer international business, which is #2 in the nation. We're very proud about that. #2 program in the nation right now. We also offer human resource management, which is #1. And we have logistics and supply chain management. If you were a student that was interested in management, then we strongly recommend that you look at one of the two programs, either international business or human resource management, where you're going to be taking more or less the same courses that you would have taken in management, but you also have the additional, I guess, prestige of having a #1 or a #2 program in the nation tied to it. So if you were looking at management, I would strongly consider international business or human resource management, and you can have that conversation with your advisor once you get started. We also offer accounting, and I kind of have that separate because it's kind of its own thing. So we offer the Bachelor of Business Administration. You can choose any of the majors on the left, or you can do a Bachelor of Accounting, and basically the only major there is accounting. So some of the requirements that we looked at in order for you guys to get into the College of Business, #1 thing was that you had a 2.5 overall, and that you had a 2.5 overall in what we consider the business pre-core or business prerequisite courses. Those are the courses listed there. We have ACG 2021, also known as Financial Accounting. ACG 3301, it's a code at FIU and most other schools, it's ACG 2071, and that one is Managerial Accounting. We have MAC 2233, which is Calculus for Business. STA 2023, Statistics for Business. Let me move this thing out of the way so I could see. We have ECO 2023, which is Microeconomics. ECO 2013, which is Macroeconomics. And CGS 2100, Computer Applications for Business. A lot of students have taken CGS 1060 or 2060 or a CGS and some other number. We typically will accept any of those CGSs. We also can accept a regular calculus or regular statistics. I call it regular, it's not called that, but it's like Calc 1 or Statistics 1. Or any form of calculus or statistics, we would at least evaluate to see if we can get it to count. We try to be very friendly with those classes. Now, the kicker here is that if you haven't taken one of these courses, then you need to make sure that you take that when you get to FIU in your first semester. And we need to keep in mind that you will still need a 2.5 pre-core GPA. So basically, we're looking at these 7 courses and we're averaging the grades to make sure you have a 2.5. Let's say that coming into FIU, you have above a 2.5, and then you take a class and the grade that you get in that class puts you below a 2.5, then unfortunately there would be a conversation and a possible redirection out of the business major. So please be sure that if you do need to take any of these, or maybe you're currently taking these to finish off your AA during the summer, keep in mind that you have to get the best grades in these courses, because let's say we admitted you, then this summer you kind of had a snafu and your GPA goes down. Unfortunately, we would have to redirect you. So make sure that you pay strong attention to these courses and that you end up with at least a 2.5 pre-core GPA. We also have a strong requirement where you have to complete these courses within 2 attempts. Let's say that you took one of these courses at your community college or the college that you're transferring from and you didn't pass it. You transferred to FIU, you still have the GPAs that are required, so we admitted you. And now you're taking this course for the second time. If you don't pass it, or if you have to drop it for whatever reason, that would be your second attempt. And unfortunately, we would not give you a third attempt. So be careful with that. College of Business is getting very strict. We only admit the very best, and we want to keep the very best, and you guys are among those. So make sure that you're sticking to your guns. I don't like saying guns now, but sticking to what you have to do in order to maintain that GPA. Now, 2.5 is not that high of a GPA, and things tend to change in the College of Business. So do the very best you can so that you're always ahead of the game. If you want to be competitive in the College of Business, you definitely want to get a minimum of a 3.0, and maintain a minimum of a 3.0. And if you want to compete for jobs within the College of Business, a 3.3 or higher is typically the way to go. We do have a career fair where only students who have a 3.3 or higher are invited to. And then we also have a general career fair for everybody. But that 3.3 will help set you aside from the rest of the pack, which is a huge pack. The College of Business is very, very big at FIU. Let's see. For accounting, we have a little bit of a different requirement. We do have a 3.0 overall GPA that is needed, but we do maintain the same 2.5 pre-core GPA. So make sure that if you are accounting or if you are thinking about switching to accounting, that you have a 3.0 overall and you have a 2.5 pre-core GPA. We do also require an entrance exam for all accounting students. This is a very, very tough, very rigorous exam that you must prepare for. I'm going to give you a website at the end where you can view more information on the exam. I do know that because of due to the coronavirus and everybody kind of being remote, there have been some changes. I'm not sure if they have updated the page as of yet. The last I checked, it was still going through some maintenance, but I will also, if I can ask Christine, maybe to put the phone number to the accounting department so that you can get more information on the exam, or you can always reach out to your accounting advisor and they'll give you more information on that as well. So the only difference with accounting and the rest is the 3.0 overall GPA and the entrance exam. For the entrance exam, you get 2 attempts and it's offered every semester. And if you don't have the entrance exam completed within your first semester, it's not too big of a deal, but you got to get it done by the end of that first semester. So you can get started at FIU and take courses that do not require the exam. And then after you pass the exam, you'll move into the courses that are more accounting related and do require the exam. All right, so I know everybody chose business and you guys have probably completed a business AA or have been doing all of these courses so you know business is right for you, I just want to let you know that we are a degree that does require a lot of math. So if you haven't already completed your math courses, or even if you have, just keep in mind that there will be some additional math courses that you'll be taking here at FIU. They're not called math courses, but they do have math included in the class. So having that statistics and calculus background is really going to come in handy when you take these courses. We want you to be aware of the math requirements because if you're going to need tutoring, we want you to prepare for that now. I don't want to scare you and tell you, hey, if you're not math ready, you're not going to succeed. That's not true. You just have to be willing to put in the work. So we have a lot of tutoring resources at FIU. As long as you're willing to put in the work, we have the resources and we definitely have the support and we'll support you to succeed in this degree. If you don't want to put in the work though, then this may not be the right major for you and you can have a conversation with us and we can help you choose maybe a different major that doesn't have that much math included. I also want to talk a little bit about internships. We have a department at FIU called Career Management. This is a department that is basically a career services department, but it's strictly for the business population. So if you're a business major, you have access to this career management department, and they're going to be assisting you with everything from resumes, internship opportunities, showing you how to use our system called Handshake. They'll teach you how to use that system and search for work and search for internships and search for career placement. They also have tons of resources on their website, and they have a lot of resources where you can come in, you can meet employers. I'm sure they're going to be moving towards a Zoom version of that soon, once this next semester starts, if we haven't been able to transition back to the university. But this is a department that you really want to get used to using and really get to know the person that's assigned to the major that you're completing. If I could go back and do anything different while I was in school, I would have definitely been more involved with this department and use them and use their resources. I would like to say that trying to figure out your career is probably one of the hardest decisions that you'll have in your life. And this department has tons of resources that can help you define that. Now, if you're studying international business, if you're studying, a major that is a little bit broad, you want to be aware that you're going to have a lot of options when you graduate. So searching for the industry or the career that you want while you're in school is extremely important. You don't want to wait until your senior year. You definitely don't want to wait until the last semester, because at that point, you're basically going to be scrambling and you're going to take whatever comes. This is a life decision that you're making and one that you should really put a lot of effort in. I kind of went the other route when I was in school, and I kind of left it up to FIU. I waited a little bit and then I went to the career fair. So I basically put my future in the hands of FIU, and I said, whoever's in this building today, I'm going to work for one of these companies. What a mistake. It works for some, it didn't work for me. I ended up going through a few changes and eventually ended up finding my passion and finding what I was good at and working towards that. So I would love for you guys to really put a lot of effort into finding your career, finding the industry, realizing what your passions are while you're in school, so you don't have to really work too hard at that after. I'm sure that this is something that will continuously change as you get older, and you'll probably move around. That's not an issue. But really putting in the work and figuring out what type of career you want is important. That's why doing an internship and getting your feet wet and basically going out to the field and making sure that this is the right field and I'm happy with this industry is important and something that you should definitely take advantage of. Most internships for business are paid internships. So if you're already working and you're like, hey, I have a job, I can't afford to stop working, I need to continue to work, this is just way too much for me, then you should definitely take advantage of the internships that are paid. And again, you can work with career management on that. being involved in college is also going to be very important. We do have a lot of organizations with the College of Business that are specific to the major. So if you're majoring in marketing, you can try the American Marketing Association. If you're majoring in finance, we have PIF, which is the Phoenician Investment Fund, and other big named organizations that you may have heard of at other schools, maybe even in high school, some of these organizations exist. So take advantage of those resources as well. Join an organization that's only going to put you in a group of like-minded individuals that can assist you in helping you move forward. A lot of those organizations will also prepare you for interviews and will also have companies come in and talk to everybody where you can now socialize and network with these hiring managers or recruiters, and you can get to know them before you even sit down for an interview. Imagine already knowing somebody before you sit for that interview. That interview is going to go smoothly. They're already going to know who you are. They're going to know your character. And you guys will probably talk about something other than the questions that they would ask somebody else that they don't know. We also have a lot of online courses, and especially in this new world that we live in, online has become very relevant. So if you haven't taken online courses in the past, you probably will be taking some online courses now. If we do go back to normal and we're, where everything is regular and we're on campus, you can still probably take online classes, or you probably will still need to take 1 or 2 online classes. Just because we're such a huge school, our classes get filled pretty quickly. So you always have to be ready to register on time. But there may come a semester that maybe the class is only offered online, and you will need to take it in order to be able to continue with the sequence. So a lot of our courses are prerequisites for others. So what that means is if you miss that semester, then that could postpone your graduation, which is something that we're definitely trying to avoid. So I guess from this, I definitely want to just let you know that getting involved with the business career management department is huge and something that you should really consider from day one of being an FIU student, getting to know who your career counselor is and getting to know what resources they provide. We have an app, which I didn't put on this presentation, but it's BizPass, BIZPASS. And through this app, you can get different schedules on what's going on, what different, what's the word I'm looking for? Workshops that we're offering through that department so that you can attend those workshops and be ready to go, because it'll be at, just picking up your phone and looking at that app, and you'll be able to see what's coming, and you can schedule yourself for those meetings right through that app. So the college also offers minors and certificates, and you can view this and everything else that we've talked about on the business website, which is business.fiu.edu. And we have, if you click on undergraduate, when you get on that site, then we have a tab for minors and we have a tab for certificates. As a College of Business student at FIU, you are welcome to pick one of 2 minors. There's a minor in project management and there's a minor in business analytics. The other minors listed there are going to be for non-business students. But as a business student, you can look into project management and business analytics. And then the certificates are basically very similar to a minor, but it would be 1 or 2 more classes than a minor. And you also get a certificate at the end. You can take a look at the certificates that we offer. All of the certificates are available to all of the business majors, no matter what it is. Now, adding a minor or certificate is a good addition to your degree, but you shouldn't just blindly choose something without really considering why you're doing it. So this is a conversation that I would definitely ask you guys to have with your advisor on a one-on-one and talk about the certificates that you're interested in and talk about why you want that certificate, how it's going to benefit you, so on and so forth. Because the advisor may say, hey, that's a great option, but have you considered this, or have you considered maybe not minoring or maybe not doing a certificate and just taking more courses in this area based on what you want to do when you graduate? Awesome. I want to point out here, this page, just like earlier, where Jennifer was talking about your my.fiu page, we also have a link here. We have a tile called Academic Advising. And if you click on that tile, you're going to have access to the Success Network, your degree audit, and your degree pathway. The Success Network looks something like this. And this is where you're going to have access to communicate directly with your advisor, as well as schedule an appointment with your advisor. Now, I just want to make sure that you guys understand how it all works from the beginning. So if you're transferring to FIU and you're coming from a Florida institution, maybe a 2-year school, Miami-Dade, Broward College, Valencia, Santa Fe, so on and so forth, then what you're going to do is you're going to do the online orientation, the virtual part, and then you also need to sign up for an in-person online orientation where you're going to be in a Zoom, and they're going to do a presentation about the College of Business, and you'll meet with an advisor, and they're going to help you register for your classes on that day. So if you're coming, I'm going to just repeat that. If you're coming from a Florida institution, you have your AA degree, or you're almost done with your AA and you're transferring in from Florida from a 2-year school, then you're going to work with, you're going to do your virtual orientation, and then you also need to sign up for the in-person online orientation. And that orientation, you will go over the policies and procedures, and you'll also be registering for your classes. If you're coming from a school that is a non-Florida school, or maybe a private school, it doesn't fit the AA, it doesn't have the state of Florida community college next to it, so either private or out of state, after you do your virtual orientation, you should reach out to your advisor through this Panther Success Network and schedule an appointment with them, because that second part of orientation, they're going to do with you one-on-one. Now, obviously, if you come to the Zoom orientation because you're required to, that doesn't mean that you won't have time to meet with your advisor, and that doesn't mean that you can't schedule an appointment with your advisor for after orientation. We want to limit your appointments to after orientation, because we do have a lot of students, and if you contact us before orientation, chances are we'll say, hey, make sure you go to orientation. We're going to be covering all of that information there. So just wanted to make that clear. We definitely want to meet with you, and we want to go over everything. But if you're coming from a state school with your AA, then we want you to go to the in-person Zoom orientation, and then you can schedule an appointment for a one-on-one with your advisor separately. But that same day of the Zoom orientation, you will have an opportunity to meet with an advisor. It may not be your assigned advisor, but you will have an advisor meet with you that day, so you can discuss in more detail the courses that you should choose and any additional assistance or questions that you may have. As far as a non-Florida, you're just going to do the virtual, and then you're going to set an appointment with your advisor separately for a one-on-one with them. All right, guys, I know I covered a lot of information. Everything that we discussed can be found on business.fiu.edu. I want to just reiterate one more time. I know that this is exciting. You know, you're coming to FIU. It's also could be a little bit nerve-wracking. It's a brand new school, but I promise that we have tons of resources, and we have friendly advisors that will be willing to assist you and make sure that the process runs smoothly. And I'm happy that you guys are joining our team. Good luck, and I'll put you back with Jahara.
All right. Yes, Oscar, thank you. That presentation was amazing. Thank you both, Oscar and Jennifer. Woo, that was a lot of good info. I'm not gonna lie. I was a psychology student, so, you know, I actually learned a lot just now about business as well. So I'm sure you guys learned a lot. Again, you have the opportunity to ask questions. We have representatives here from all departments. Just use that Q&A. A lot of good links were dropped in the chat as well. A lot of things Oscar was talking about, the links are there. So this is your time. This is pretty much the end of the presentation. Please fill the Q&A box up. We will wait for your questions to get answered. So if you have any questions, like, now is the time. Oscar, you can go to the last slide so we can give them some information to take them out. Again, this is your question time. This is just some info while the questions are coming in. This is info from Office of Admissions. So again, this is the one-stop general number, the 305-348-7000. So any questions about admissions, registrar, financial aid, anything in general, we can, either answer them or direct you to someone who can. So feel free to use that number at any time. The separate financial aid phone number is there as well, the 305-348-7277.